So in this video on charts within Microsoft Dynamics 365 for Sales, we're going to cover off how you can share a personal chart you've created with other people. Now this is one in a series we've done specifically on charts within Microsoft Dynamics. You can see links to others in the series below. Also, if you've got suggested content ideas or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. So I'm just going to go into the system here. I'm going to go into the opportunities area. I'm actually in, if you've been following the series, we've done a series of test charts, and you can see those there in the My Charts section rather than the System Charts section. So these are personal charts I've created for myself. Now I can share these with other people. So if I've done a chart that I think is going to be useful for other individuals, other team members, etc., I can share it with them so it appears in their My Charts view automatically. Now the way we do that, and I'll do this for Richard Test 7, which we're in at the moment, which was the one we created in the last video. I just go to the three dots, which we've been using to edit and build new charts, but instead I'm just going to go to the share area. So if I click that brings up the share with the user dialog. So the first thing to note is I can share it with either an individual user or a team if you've got your users added into teams. Also, if I share it with a team and that's being maintained, that means I don't have to keep sharing it with people as people sort of come and go from the team. They're automatically given that chart. But I'm going to give it to an individual user on this occasion. So I'm just going to search in the system for the user I want to give it to. I'm going to give it to my colleague Mark. And I'll select Mark. And if I just click on that button alongside Mark's tile here, you can see a series of permissions come up on the right hand side of the screen. So just walk you through those. You've got read, in other words, Mark can see it. Write, he can edit it. Delete, he can delete it. We don't have to worry about append and append to. Those are grayed out, not really relevant here. He can assign ownership of it to somebody else, or he can share it with somebody else. So it's up to you. You don't have to choose one. You can choose one or more of those. I'm going to give him those permissions, read, write, and delete. I'm going to share that now, and we're done. I can come back out of that. Now when Mark goes into the system, he will now have that personal chart in his list of personal charts as well. Now if I come out of that, if I'm ever unsure who has got the rights to see one of my charts, what I can do is just go back, click on the share again, see that we've got Mark who has got shared access, and if I click on that tile I can see exactly what permissions he's got. Now it might be that at some stage I want to change Mark's security rights. I might want to give him more permissions. I might want to reduce his permissions or take away his permissions altogether. So if I want to do that, let's say I no longer want to give Mark access to Richard Test 7, what I can do is delete all the permissions. If I now share, which is effectively unsharing at this particular point, and I'll just take that away. If I go back in again, the share dialog, you'll see there's nobody we've got that chart shared with, because we've shared it with Mark and we've unshared it with him. So it's now there's nobody that chart is shared with. So sharing the personal chart function, the personal chart's a really great way of building exactly the sort of charting that you want that meets your needs, and you've obviously got the ability to share that with other people or unshare it as if requirements change over time. Anyway, hopefully that's been helpful. And I'll say this is just one in a series we've done specifically on charts within Microsoft Dynamics. You can see links to others in the series below. Also, if you've got suggested content ideas or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. Anyway, thank you very much for your time today, and hopefully see you again soon.